Appreciate what you have before it turns into what you've had. In this speech, I will be telling you about how I truly came to understand what that quote means from the time that my grandfather gave me his first watch. Being aware and appreciative of the family members and loved ones that we have in our lives is something that I see too many people not do today. I see too many examples of people taking their family members for granted and not realizing it until it's too late. As college students, I see many of us do this as well because we are so caught up in the personal goals that we have set for ourselves, whether it be getting our degree or just simply trying to balance our job, social life, or family life together. I believe I'm qualified to teach you about this lesson because about 1.5 years ago, I had an experience that made me realize I will never ever take my friends or family for granted ever again. In this speech, I will first tell you a little bit about the watch itself. Secondly, I will tell you a story behind the watch. And thirdly, I will tell you the moral lesson that the watch has given me. First, let's describe the watch. So the watch is a vintage black and silver fossil watch, and it has a black leather strap. From an early age, I could always tell that this was my grandfather's favorite watch because he would always have it on his left wrist in every single photo that I saw of him growing up. And he would also always wear it when he would come over for family events, and we would always end up talking about it. I could definitely say that this watch started my interest in watches at a very young age. Now that you know a little bit behind the watch, let me tell you the story behind it. So about 1.5 years ago, unfortunately, my grandfather fell sick. He was bedridden and was unable to do a lot of the normal duties that normal life has us do. About 1.5 weeks before my grandfather passed, I saw him, and while we were talking, he pulled out the watch and gave it to me. He said that he thought that I was the best person to have it because he knew how much I appreciated it from all the different conversations that we've had about it. Now that I've told you the story behind the watch, thirdly, I will tell you the moral lesson that the watch has taught me. When I used to look at the watch, the only thing that it would remind me of was how much I missed my grandfather and how much I loved him and all the great times that we had. Now it not only reminds me of that, but it also reminds me about how much I love my family and all the friends and family that I still have, and how I will never ever make the mistake of taking them for granted. Now that I've told you the moral lesson that the watch has given me, it's time to conclude. In this speech, I first told you a little bit about the watch. Secondly, I told you the story behind the watch. And then thirdly, I told you the moral lesson that the watch has given me. I really hope that you guys were able to take something from this speech, and I hope that you guys never make the mistake of taking your friends or family for granted. And always remember to appreciate what you have before it turns into what you've had.